Hi, I'm Lesley Everett. I'm talking to you today from the wonderful Yorkshire Dales in the UK. I wanted to share with you some thoughts around my methodology of building a powerful and authentic personal brand, and our methodology is called Walking Tall. In the first edition, you may have heard me talk about the power of first impressions, and today I wanted to give you more of a holistic view of what the Walking Tall methodology is all about and tell you about our 7 big strides to creating a powerful personal brand. The Walking Tall methodology has been delivered in 20 countries across 4 continents to date, across many different cultures. We work with organisations globally to help them to maximise the impact of their people in order to maximise the corporate brand investment. As you well know, the most powerful part of your brand is the way that your people communicate with the outside world. What we do with our Walking Tall methodology is to help you give your people the tools to maximise their authenticity and project impact in every communication. The most important thing about building a powerful personal brand is absolutely getting to the authentic core of who you are, what you do, and what you bring to everything that you do every day. We have 7 big strides to this methodology, and today I want to share with you the first big stride, and in the next few publications you'll hear about all the rest. The first one I want to share with you today is called Who You Really Are. And what that really means is understanding what it is that really motivates you, what drives you, what your strengths and talents are, what your values are, so that we can set a foundation for what the brand is, and then we can work with you to help you to package that and project that more consistently as time goes on. So the very first thing we need to do is to put the brakes on today. Give yourself some time to think about who you are, what you bring to the table. I want you to imagine yourself putting yourself in front of a hypothetical full-length mirror and looking at the brand that you see, and think about what are some of the core aspects of that brand that I'm looking at. What are your personality traits? What are your values? What do you really stand for? What are your talents and strengths, and what is your natural style? What words would you use to describe that powerful brand? One of the most important parts of your brand is your value set. In his book called Authentic Leadership, Bill George wrote about the most important things to successful leaders today. And one of the threads that runs right the way through the book in what makes a successful leader successful is that, first of all, they're really clear on what their values are. I wonder if I said to you now, if you were to list me your top 5 personal values, would you actually be able to do that? Few people are able to do that, and that tells us that we don't spend enough time thinking about what's important to us and what is our authentic core. So really think about those values. He talks about them being clear about their values, also being transparent with those values, and then the most difficult bit is not compromising on those values. So take time to put some time in your diary, put two hours aside to just stop and think about what really motivates you, what drives you, what do you stand for authentically. Then I'd like you to circle 6 of those words that are the most important to you when you project your brand. What is the legacy you'd like to leave when you leave this particular role? How most do you want to be talked about behind your back? Then the next step is testing out how you see yourself against how other people see you. What are the perceptions of other people? The best way to do this is in 2 ways. First of all, get them to give you just 3 words or short phrases that describe you. People who work with you closely, people who know you well. What few words would they choose to use to describe you? Maybe devise a questionnaire which has questions on it such as, how do I come across on the first impression? How do other people perceive me when they meet me? How do clients talk about me behind my back? What behavioural traits might be useful to change in order to project a more powerful and positive personal brand? When you've gathered all of this feedback, map it over the authentic core that you've written down and defined for yourself, and start to see where the gaps are. What are you not projecting as strongly as you might do? What things need to be worked on in order for that to be at the top of people's list when they think of you in a few words? You really need to take time out to establish what is at the core of your authentic brand before we can move further and look at the other 7 steps to building a strong personal brand. Next time what we'll look at is dress like you mean it as a really important element of building your personal brand externally and non-verbally. Getting right that smart casual dress code. How do we do it authentically? I look forward to seeing you next time. If you have any questions, you can contact me at Lesley@Everett. You can contact me at Lesley@leslieeverett.com. Look forward to hearing from you.